Let's talk about the growing concern over presidential candidates' choice of running mates. I have joining me from Abuja, the Chief Executive of Connected Development and co-convener Green Nigeria Movement, Hamzat Lawal. He joins me from Abuja. Of course, it's great to have you join us on the news. Amzi, of course, before we get to talk about these concerns about the Christian ticket and the Muslim ticket, first I want to get your thoughts on what are the dynamics we should be looking at. You've been, of course, monitoring elections for quite some time now. What are the dynamics that you're looking at here when you look at the crop of presidential candidates that we have so far?
Thank you very much, Sarah, for having me. I think that for me, I'm looking at competence, character, and capacity, and the capability of who informs or who becomes the running mate of the leading contender. So I would not want to add my voice to this very unfortunate conversation around Muslim or Christian ticket. Nigeria is a secular state, and we cannot run a country where some people feel that they can influence governance. So, and it's really unfortunate that our politics has gotten to this point where, religion, region, and ethnicity is at the center of it. That would not guarantee dividends of democracy. Our politics needs to change, and things need to be done differently. As a young man, I'm looking forward to candidates and their running mates that would bring about intergenerational equity, that would see young people as part of the solution and would want to work with young people. We have 40 million votes. So if they continue with Muslim and Christian debate, our 40 million votes would now, would look at people who would rather leave religion, because, you don't bring religion into politics and governance. Let's talk about issues. Today, we're fueling and funding petroleum subsidy, which is one of the biggest fraud of my own generation. So you have high number of out-of-school children. We're still dealing with early child marriage. So for me, let's debate issues. Let's recruit running mates that would help the leading candidate fill in his weaknesses, not someone that is a religious, someone that is driven by religious ideals.
Of course, we look forward to that time, because as it stands now, that seems to be forming the discourse that we have right now, Hamzi. But if you look at the crop of presidential candidates we already have, that the political parties have, pushed at us, so to say, as some people say, what would you say are the dynamics that you're looking at here when you look at how exciting next year's election will be?
So for me, the dynamics is, first, ensuring that INEC have all the resources, and the fact that they're also deploying BVAS, so integrating technology into the 2023 elections. But we also need to look at political parties and what their manifesto and what is the, what are the positions of these candidates. And I'm really excited, bringing in some issues around fuel subsidy. But I think that as we've gotten our candidates, and now that they're shopping for their running mates, I think they should look at how can this be inclusive. See, some region of our country have been marginalized over time. So, and this has led to a lot of unrest where people have felt marginalized and their rights trampled upon. I think that political parties should look at inclusion. How can we run a political party system that preach inclusion, devoid from sentiment? So for me, I want to see a political party that understand that Nigeria comes first before anything else.
If you'll be advising political parties right now as an election observer, what factors would you like to see, these parties consider when choosing a vice presidential candidate?
I think they need to also look at representative or representation. So, the ruling party has someone from the South. We need to find that balance. Some other party have, candidates from the North. We need to find that balance. For me, I would rather look at regional balance than even religion. So for political party and the leadership and major stakeholders, can we at least find the balance, that is devoid from religion, but also preach about, issues, most importantly, capacity, capability, and character. Someone that has a track record, someone that actually has done something that that can sway voters, because political parties in elections. So provide us with candidates that are viable options, and that we know that these are nation builders and these are unifiers.
Chief Executive Officer for Connected Development and co-convener Green Nigeria Movement, Amsa Lawa. Thank you so much for joining us on the news this hour.